Hey guys, welcome back to Redbanditracing. We have an exciting video for today. We're going to be doing an unboxing. Now, it's not our car. This is actually for James, AAK Crash. He wanted to get something that he can compete with us a little bit more, something that he can bash. The Slash is a great car, but it can't bash and you'll end up breaking it. He's already broken the lower control arm. I think he's broken 1 or 2 axles. The body is destroyed. So let's go ahead and get right into this. James got the HOSS. He's been wanting this car for quite a while now, so he finally got it. He is out of town and he wanted us to go ahead and do the unboxing for him. This will be in the Clash, but before we do that, we are going to do the unboxing. We're going to do its first run, and then we're going to do its first bash. We might do a speed run. It really depends if he's going to get some of the other gears, so we can go ahead and do that. But the one that he got is actually the solar flare. So he went ahead and got the solar flare. That's pretty cool. I like bright colors. I never thought I would like bright colors, but when you're out there racing against other cars, it's actually nice to have your car nice and bright to see. So that's probably why I started falling into orange. Even though the Sledge is green, I've been getting a lot of orange parts, and I found it really easy to see it when I'm out there jumping around doing backflips. So, but this thing is the HOSS 4x4 VXL. It does 60 plus miles an hour. This thing is just like the taller, bigger brother of the Rustler 4x4. All right, so let's get this thing open and check it out. All right, here we got the TQI transmitter. This is the 2-channel TQI transmitter. He already has the link module, so he's going to put that in here. That way he can bind his 2 cars. Go ahead and take that out. There we go. Oh, it's already stuck. It doesn't want to come out. And there we go. Oh man, this thing is as tiny as I thought it was. Let's go ahead and get this body off. Get that out of the way. All right, so this is the solar flare. This is actually a really nice body. I like how that looks. I like the design. That actually looks pretty good. We haven't seen this in person, so that's really cool. So this does have the clipless system on it. He is going to do the shoe goo because this body is definitely going to get torn up. So he is going to do the shoe goo method. We won't be filming that. If you guys want to see how to do that, check out our shoe goo method. We'll put a card in the video that we can check it out. But this does have the clipless body. I wonder if this is as easy as the Rustler to put on. Yeah, it's just as easy. Okay, there we go. So, oh, it's okay. So it has to ride in the sides right here. So the body actually rides in the side rip, just like on the Max. That's pretty cool. It will be a little harder to put on once you put the shoe goo on, but this thing is actually pretty nice. It's got nice suspension. It does have that nice HOSS wheelie bar. We tried it on our Rustlers, but we ended up breaking it. But we'll see how it fares on this one. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what it actually came with. This is your typical stuff. I'm probably not gonna open this up. I'm gonna let him open it up, but it is gonna come with your tools to take the wheels off. He's got his own wrench for that. It's gonna have the buckle wrench, some Allens, some extra shock spacers, some extra shock pistons. You got some extra stickers. You got the warranty card. Make sure you fill that warranty card out. If you don't want to fill out the actual card, you can actually go online to Traxxas and just do it on their website. And you're gonna have the manual and everything, which we always download our manual. That way we always have it on hand. So, but I'm gonna let him open this so he can check it out. What he did get though is he did get a new battery. This is a big battery. This is the Traxxas 6400 3-cell LiPo. So, which is pretty good because this does have the 540 XL Millennium motor. So this is going to give it a lot of good run time, and it's going to be able to handle the power. Let's go and see how big this thing is. Wow, so this is shorter than our LiPos, but it's just much thicker. All right, if you guys are wondering which battery this is 2857X. So this is actually going to be a pretty good battery. Let's see how the battery actually sits in there. Right here, you're going to have your information card. This gives you all the safety guidelines and stuff from Traxxas. But it's just like the Wrestler. It's just going to sit in there just like that. And you're going to want to, I think for this battery, you want to flip it over. Yeah, it holds it pretty tight just like that. If you have the smaller batteries, that's when you would flip this over and put it in just like the Wrestler. This does have the Millennium 540 XL motor at 2400 kV. It does have the 5.3-inch tall sledgehammer tires. Ultra shocks, which do have 50 weight front and rear, extreme heavy duty drive shafts. The front diff is 30K, whereas the rear diff is filled with grease. The center drive diff is actually filled with 500K on this model. It does have the conventional 4-wheel drive system. The setup is very similar to the Wrestler, where the motor and the ESC are actually in the same position. The servo, instead of mounting on the bottom, it's mounted on the top. I think the setup on it is very nice. The battery tray is the same as the Wrestler. And even when you separate the chassis from the front and rear bulkhead, it actually separates the same. And that's exactly how you would service the center differential or the drive shaft. I like how the motor and the ESC is up top and the receiver is actually in the front of the car. All right, so this is 2S and 3S capable. As far as the dimensions go, this is 20.2 inches long, 13.1 inches wide. It's got about almost 3 inches of ground clearance, and it's 8.3 inches tall, which is not bad. I think the Stampede is still a little bit taller. As far as the weight goes, it's 6.3 pounds. So that's 6.3 pounds without the battery. This is very similar to the Wrestler as far as when you service it, you're separating the front and back bulkhead to service the drivetrain, to take the drive shaft out. Here's the center drive, right where the slipper clutch would be. So this is extremely similar to the Wrestler. It's just more beefed up. So out of the box, this does go 30 plus miles an hour if you're running the 7-cell nickel hydride battery with a 1454 gear ratio. Now, if you want to go a little bit quicker, you can go 40 plus miles an hour on a 3S LiPo if you're running a 1454 gear ratio. Now, if you guys want to get that 60 plus mile an hour speed, you're going to want to run a 3S LiPo with a 2350 gear ratio. And that's going to get you that 60 plus, which I think 60 plus on this is a little crazy because it is a higher center of gravity and you don't want to be wrecking this at 60 miles an hour, but it would be fun to see. I'm just not sure if the tires would hold up at 60 miles an hour because the sledgehammers do like to skate a lot because they really start to pancake. So the body does go on actually pretty easy. I'm really used to pushing down on the front, which you don't really have to do. You just got to hook it and put it down. So not bad, not bad. Just like all the other ones, they don't get caught under that lip right there. You always got to put them in. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen on this one. What I really don't understand though is why is Traxxas still putting Ultra Shocks on these? This is supposed to be an upgraded model from the other ones, so why are they still putting Ultra Shocks? If I were you guys, I would immediately go ahead and switch out these Ultra Shocks with the GTR. You're going to get a lot more adjustability. I believe the shock rods are come anodized, and they'll be a lot better. And as far as anything else goes, we'll have to see if this thing breaks drive shafts left and right like the Wrestler does. You can't put the extreme heavy duty kit on this if you want. I believe it's about $120, but that would be a great add-on to this truck to make it a lot beefier. All right, let's check out the size comparison real quick. So here we got the Wrestler. We're going to put this one right here, and we're going to put it axle to axle. They are almost actually the same size. I mean, that's axle to axle. They look almost identical. The only difference is obviously the height. As far as the width goes, those are almost identical. Can you see that? So, like I said, if you're looking to get a Wrestler 4x4, this is a great RC car. If you want to get something that's one step up, then you're going to want to go with the HOSS. If you want to go one step up from the HOSS, you're going to want to get a Max. And I don't really need to go over the size comparison between the Max because it's obviously bigger, taller, heavier, and a lot more power. But this is a great truck. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's going to be really interesting to see how this thing does bashing, jumping the ramps and stuff like that. But one thing you want to do anytime you get a new RC car, go through your fluids. The shocks are probably going to be okay. This one seems okay. The HOSS does come stock with 30,000 weight fluid in the front and grease in the rear. So I would honestly clean that rear diff out, clean it out really good and put 30,000 in it. You're going to be much happier with that. And as far as the center diff goes, it's got 500,000 weight in it. So you may want to crack that open and make sure it's actually filled. I've actually found that when I cracked it open, it's usually a quarter filled. I mean, these things are mass produced, so they're not always filled correctly. Go through that, go through everything on your truck, make sure everything's nice and tight, make sure nothing's loose or nothing's damaged from shipping. Make sure the shocks are good, make sure they're not leaking. Make sure the shock caps and cups are all tight. I've had these loose, and when they come loose, you can get air in it, and then, you know, that's not good. It's just gonna make the handling really bad. But as far as that goes, this is a nice little truck. I think this is gonna do a lot of great flips. It does have some really cool features on it. I think one of them is the bunny hop, which I can get my Rustler to do the bunny hop. I can get the Sledge, the Revo. I can get the Max to do it. Supposedly this does it better. So that's going to be really interesting to see. Crash loves to go in reverse. So I think I want to put this in sports mode so he stops going full reverse. And since this is brand new, I'm really hoping you don't run this into a pole, which I think it would handle the pole a little bit better than the Slash. So what we're gonna do with this is obviously gonna be in the Clash, but what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do its first run, so stay tuned for that. We're also gonna do its first bash. We got a couple good ramps. We're gonna send it as hard as we can. That's gonna be real fun. We'll probably bring the Rustler with it. We wanna try some things on the Rustler. We wanna put the stock talons back on it and see actually how it handles, because we've been busting axles left and right, even with the extreme heavy duty kit on there. So we want to test it out and see how it handles. If you guys have any recommendations for tires on the Rustler, we'd be grateful to hear it. Talons seem to be the only ones we can find besides the Sledgehammers. So anything kind of the middle ground between the Sledgehammers and Talons, but the tires are just so hard to find for these cars. So, but anyways, yeah, so that's the HOSS. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.